Patriots? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another 5-minute match preview. And midweek games are back. They're coming thick and fast. And it's not the Champions League, but it's the Carabao Cup. And I'm excited for it. We went far in the Carabao Cup last year. We got to the semifinal. Although in the semifinal, we didn't really make a good name for ourselves. We didn't score any goals versus Newcastle. And Newcastle ended up going on to win the whole competition. So I'm excited for it to come back. I always like these games because we always get to play, these smaller teams. Tomorrow we're playing Port Vale. So Port Vale, there's not a city called Port Vale. Port Vale actually based in a town that we should be familiar with, Stoke-on-Trent. Yep, that's Stoke City, Stoke-on-Trent. They are in the northern part of the city in Burslem, and Stoke City are in the kind of southern part of the city. So yes, if we want to get a win, we're gonna have to do it on a rainy night in Stoke. As far as Port Vale themselves, they are in League One, which is the third tier of English football. They are on 8 points out of 9 matches, which puts them around 19th out of 24. They have a -2 goal difference, so I'm expecting the thousands of pounds that our players get paid and the level that they are. I'm expecting us to be able to rotate a B team in there and get the win. They did win their last game, and we didn't. But as far as the gulf and kind of our talent, I think that we should be able to get a result. The thing that I worry about though is League One grounds are usually smaller. The pitch isn't as good as we're used to at the Emirates. It's probably gonna be rainy. It's gonna be cold. So our players are gonna have to adjust to that. They won't have the pristine pitches that they're used to. And the away fans are gonna be up for it. They're gonna be hurling insults, abuse, they're gonna be up for it. So I'm excited to see it, and I hope that we get the result. As far as our team, I will go Kepa in goal. I think if we're gonna play someone, if he's gonna play, it's gonna be the Carabao Cup, or he's not gonna get much playing time anywhere. Give Raya the rest. Our back line, I'm gonna play Lewis Skelly. I don't know what happened to Lewis Skelly at left back. He was very good, but we haven't seen him. We've seen mostly Calafiori. But like I say in most of our cup games, I would rest Calafiori and Timber on the other side because they're a little bit injury prone and they do a lot of running and a lot of work. So I'll go Lewis Skelly left back, which means that on right back I would go Ben White. I think Ben White had a knock, but he should be recovered. So I'd like to see him play some games because we haven't seen much of him either. Our center back partnership, I'm going to go Mascara because he's been solid. And because I think even though Saliba came back off an injury, I think we need to give him rest. We do have Newcastle at the weekend, so I'd like to see him in there for that. I'm going to go Gabriel next to him. And the reason is, firstly, I think we need a captain in there. I think we need kind of a solid guy in our defense. Someone that we know, is a stalwart. And also because Nkapie has a groin injury and he's not available. So I'd like to see Gabriel in there as kind of the captain. In front of them, I would go a double pivot. I would have no Norgard for the same reason I would have Kepa. If you're not going to play in the cup, you're probably not going to play. Next to him, I would go Declan Rice, though. I think Rice is another guy like Gabriel that you need some, voice in there. And I think Rice has also been kind of average this year, and I'd like to see him play out of it. I like to see him get, maybe some assists, maybe a long shot, a goal, and kind of get some confidence for Newcastle. In front of them, I like to go Ethan Nwaneri. I don't know what's happened. Him, like Lewis Skelly, they were great last year, and then this year, it doesn't seem like we've seen much of them, even though it's early. So I like to give Nwaneri a chance to kind of show what he can do in the Carabao Cup and maybe get in the manager's thoughts. Our front line, I would reward Martinelli at left wing for his goals and just keep the good times rolling. It's obvious that he's probably not going to be a starter in our big games for some reason. So I would allow him to play these games and maybe get another couple goals. Up front, I go Marino. I don't think Marino is great in the 8, and I think he's better as a striker. We also don't really have a backup striker, so it falls to him to be the backup striker. Rest Gyökeres. And then I would hand Max Dowman his debut. He's young. He's gonna play in the cups, and I think this is a chance to see what level he is if he's higher than League One level. So yeah, that would be my starting team. As far as the scores, I would go for a 3-0 Arsenal. I can't see them scoring on us. And I think we should be able to score goals like we haven't previously in our last previous matches. And we should be on to the next one. So I will see you guys on the other side of Port Vale. Take it easy.